Nathan Hollinger with the Lee County Sheriff's Office. I've been a patrol deputy for 2 years. I think I have the best job in the world because I get to put bad people in prison that need it, which helps the community. I remember it was cold that night. I was sitting at Rock Island and Pullman. It's a little pull-off. I remember thinking, well, that's kind of odd because it's not a normal routine call, if you will, but we've had lost kids in the past, just typically to this degree. I was the closest car. I was scooting down there. I remember getting there. Nobody was home. I saw a car coming towards me. He was scooting. He actually almost hit me with it. And that was the dad. He was absolutely freaking out. And I remember the dad being distraught. He had been looking for a half hour before we started looking. Try to get as much information from the dad as we can. Obviously, he's emotional, he's like that. We basically tell him, okay, well, step one is we have to make sure he's not in the house. Search the house. Couldn't find him in there. This type of call, we know everybody's coming. After we cleared the house, we did say, yeah, we have a lost child at this time. He said, okay, let's start checking the area. We requested a canine from Dixon that was working that night. They were on their way. 2 additional state troopers were there. They were coming to help. So we started searching, and I remember we were searching for about a half hour. The wind, I remember, it was getting real cold. Once the canine got there, I went with him. We checked the backyard, but the canine wasn't really picking up a track or anything like that. The backyard, we were checking in there. Out looking for this kid. I mean, it's cold. We're working like 20, 30 minutes, trying to stay warm. We got pictures of what the kid looked like, and then he said he's not wearing anything. He's in the bed. That's it. You're thinking little 3-year-old kid, he can't get out too far, hopefully. I talked to the mom because I was like, okay, typically kids go where they like to go or where they have pleasant memories. There's one park in Harmon. She said we go there often. Okay, well, check the park. Sergeant Rankin, he told us, he's like, go out, you start checking ditches. It's been out for a half hour at best case scenario. Like, we were all fully expecting the worst. Our dispatchers that night were really, really phenomenal. I remember Morgan came over the radio and said he found him at an intersection about only a block away from the house. So when we got there, Morgan was wrapping him up in his jacket. He was starting to get blankets and stuff. 25 minutes to the closest hospital, driving normal speed. I know it was decided, it was like, okay, we gotta go like right now. He was just cold. Like, you could just tell he was just so cold. When we got him, he was like semi-conscious. He was breathing, labored, but he was breathing, and there was a pulse. And I remember he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I mean, he was like, yeah, I'm done. It was the weirdest things. Like, it was, he died. That was it right there. In the back seat, I told him, like, I'm starting CPR. You need to, like, hey, tell our dispatch to let KSB know. Started interacting again a little bit. But I mean, you could tell by his face, he was tired. And like, it was almost like you were looking at that elderly person that their body was just worn out. Dixon cities blocked off all of our major roads, so we laid him down in the bed. He was still in Morgan's jacket. They started working on him, started warming him up and everything else, and they did a fantastic job. But yeah, we got updates from KSB. Once he was actually stabilized and warmed up and okay, he was just kind of a regular other person. We actually brought him Christmas presents.